let's move on to the Bears and the Lions. And I just want to pull up this quote because it's something that I guess I never really thought about.
Yeah.
And I never really expected there to be that much animus for Ben Johnson returning to Detroit. I thought this was going to be one of those slap you on the back, like, hey, we appreciate everything you did for us kind of things. But what Brian Branch said kind of stuck out to me. And he said, we knew coming into this game that it was personal, really. All these games are personal. But this one was just, we felt like we've been, betrayed from the staff to the players. We love Ben. We still love Ben. He's a great coach. He's a mastermind, but it was time to get after them. And the context of that quote that I guess I never really thought about, but clearly the Lions players are thinking about, is that Ben was the hottest head coach in the NFL for 2 straight years, and he could have gone anywhere.
And he wound up
opted to go to Chicago.
Right. So this is like
that.
This is Eric Mangini going to the Jets.
Right.
Yeah.
Which didn't work out well for Eric Mangini. Hopefully we get like a Spygate out of this. Then maybe, I don't know.
That'd be great. That'd be great.
But this was a beatdown, and it was a beatdown because Caleb Williams made some gutting mistakes, but it was so much more than that. I mean, DeAndre Swift fumbles. This defense I got absolutely anemic.
I got to interrupt you. I'm now looking on one of my TVs up here at Rex Ryan and lab goggles on TV, so I'm not sure what's happening over here.
Best to stay in the podcast.
I'll stay on track. I'll stay on track.
Yeah. When Rex Ryan's got goggles on, I think that's absolutely concerning. The penalties. Horrendous run defense.
Yeah.
Horrendous run game after the first quarter where DeAndre Swift is gaining like 7 yards a carry. And then all of a sudden the fumble and then the wheels come off. Like this team after one good quarter, and I guess that you could almost stretch it to like after Ben Johnson's done scripting plays, it just completely falls off a cliff.
I mean, but I think this game was also like a perfect example of how like week one overreactions happen and we lack context, right? Like, so you could look at this and like, after what we saw on Thursday night, maybe the Packers defense is that good. And then you look at who the Bears played in a really competitive game. And it's like, is Minnesota who we thought they were? And so like, and I'm not saying you can draw conclusions now after week 2, but this is sort of how things evolve and come together. And I thought it was just interesting. I talked to Jahmyr Gibbs after the game, and he mentioned how the communication was an issue in the Packer game, right? And if you really think about it, over the last few years, they've had such continuity there as far as their chief communicators on offense, right? It's Jared Goff, it's Frank Ragnow on the field, and then it's Ben Johnson on the headset, right?
Right.
And so you're essentially pulling the plug on 2 of those and plugging somebody else in. And you're going into Lambeau in week 1. And so I just thought it was really fascinating to hear that specifically. The communication was an issue in week 1, and that they were able to kind of wrap their arms around it during the week. And obviously it's going to be easier at home. You know what I mean? Naturally it's going to be easier at home. But I think like what we also need to realize here, and maybe this is the part of it that's personal for the players, right? Yes, Ben Johnson's a really good offensive coach. They have some freaking studs on that side of the ball there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's even minus Ragnow. And like, there's a reason they paid Jamison Williams, because he's a unique talent. Amon-Ra St. Brown's a warrior. Laporta is such a like an underrated player at the tight end position. Gibbs, we know what he is. Montgomery, we know what he is. Goff has been to conference title games at 2 different franchises that weren't very good when he got there. Like, I think like a big piece of this is they were going through quite a bit of transition this offseason, and some of it, like some of that led to some growing pains. And maybe growing pains isn't the right term for it. I don't know what you call that, but like just some adjustment pains, I guess, in week 1 that they were going to have to work out. And I mean, man, they looked unstoppable yesterday.
They could
do whatever they wanted.
So going back to our discussion about Tanner Engstrand and did Dan Campbell make the right choice? And I'm sure that Johnny Morton heard a lot of this noise. He comes back with 8.8 yards per play, which was the best single game for a coordinator in Lions history, and was also the worst game for a Bears defense since 1977.
Do you know what you know what I'm confused by?
What's that?
Jared Goff, 23 of 28, 334, 5 touchdowns, no interceptions. How is that not a perfect quarterback rating?
The quarterback rating is so dumb. It's so dumb. It's like the...
No, it's close. I think it's 158.3 is perfect, right? So he's at 156. It's close. But how is that not a perfect quarterback rating?
It's like the Slovakian judge in figure skating, and you're just like, how the hell did they come up with that? Everybody else, US, Brazil, everyone gives this wonderful woman an 8, and then, Slovakia is like 6.5. It doesn't make any sense to me because, God, and Goff's had so many of these games. It's good to know that the Lions are back. I was concerned, but I have to stop overreacting.
And Isaac Tesla with another circus
My
catch.
boy!
Isaac Tesla. I think, you know what I love too? The stat lines all make sense. Like you said, Goff, like we've seen that stat line from him before, right? Gibbs, 12 carries, 94 yards and a touchdown. Perfect. Amon-Ra St. Brown, the volume guy, 11 targets, 9 catches, 115 yards, 3 touchdowns. But maybe the best one is Jameson Williams, 2 catches for 108 yards.
It's so good.
But yeah, I mean, I think like if I had to like kind of like put the Lions players on a couch, wouldn't that be part of it though? Is that you've had to hear about what a mastermind Ben is for all these years. And it's like, well, wait a minute, like we have some real guys over here, that aren't just good because of the guy coaching them.
Good for Johnny Morton. Everybody needs to shut Conor the hell up. And
I think it might be John Morton now. By the way, I'm a little.
Oh,
that's something. Okay. That's something we got to figure out because I wish I had done some fact finding on that. Because when he was the Jets offensive coordinator, he was Johnny. When he was like one of 4 people calling plays for Jim Harbaugh in San Francisco, he was Johnny. But I believe if you look him up now, he's John. So I don't know what happened, but something happened.
Put some respect on that name. Going from Johnny to John,
I don't know. Maybe
going from Johnny to John is dangerous. So we'll see what happens. Very formal. Good for him.
Yeah, I mean, I have some friends that like you have friends from childhood where you referred to them a certain way and their name's different. So. Like one for me is my one of my oldest friends is Billy, but like, and he lives in my hometown. Everybody in my hometown is like, oh, Bill. It's like Bill.
I had two. So my college roommate was Bill, and now he's an ordained monk, so he's Brother William. And I was like, okay. I'm sorry, dude, I'm not, you're Billy Mack. That's what I call you for the rest of your life. And, I'll go to he's a teacher, and I'll go into his class sometimes, and I'll be like, oh, Billy said this. And like his students are like, what? And I was like, sorry,
I can't Brother really talk. I've got the Albert Burt thing. So like, I've got that too. So but it's just interesting the way those things evolve. You wouldn't expect it that late in life because Johnny Morton, I believe, is like 56 or 57. So the switch to John, it was a little jarring, and I don't think it's gotten I don't think it's gotten quite the attention it deserves.